guys, I'm back with another video here to do a list. Okay, before I begin, I just want to say I'm going to tag this creator, leave a link to this creator below. But this video, it was inspired by FilmFreakBecky, and she made a list of her favorite films from each genre. I'm not going to do every single genre, but I'm just going to do maybe just a handful of them, of my favorite films from each genre, kind of like how she did. But like I said, I'm going to leave a link to her page, and it's going to be drama. It's going to be drama, possibly comedy, action. I'm going to give my favorite film, and then also honorable mention as well for every single one of them. So to start it off, let's start off with comedy, and my favorite, definitely Friday, cult classic, definitely a classic in the black community, has a freaking stellar class. This still holds up to this day. It's freaking hilarious, and Chris Tucker and Ice Cube have excellent chemistry together, so I'm giving it to Friday for the first one. For honorable mention, I'm gonna have to go for comedy. I'm gonna have to go Tropic Thunder. And this, if you're very sensitive to specific parts of comedy, then you're probably not gonna watch this. But this film isn't meant to disrespect any race or gender or anything like that. It's just poking fun at people that this film is poking fun at people that not only have done blackface like Robert Downey Jr.'s character, but also poke fun at people that method act, which is terrible in my opinion, and I really don't like that. And it kind of takes the, I don't know. Mm, I don't know. Jared Leto does that all the time, and it's very, very frustrating. But yes, those are my two favorites for comedy. For drama, I'm gonna have to go with Creed, directed by Ryan Coogler, starring Michael B. Jordan and Sylvester Stallone. I didn't see any of the Rocky films previously before this, but when this first came out, when I heard Michael B. Jordan was in it, I absolutely had to see it because he wowed me after Fruitvale Station. My first film I saw him in was actually Chronicle, but I knew he was gonna blow up, and Creed was a testament to his skill. And I watched the first three just to prepare for this, but even with the star like Sylvester Stallone taking a backseat, he showed that he still got it. And also Tessa Thompson in this film, she is gives a great performance as Bianca, and her and Michael B. Jordan have excellent chemistry together, and I would love to see them in other films as a couple because they're kind of like Leo and Kate Winslet, but a black version of them. So I would love to see that, and seeing Adonis, just trying to prove that he's not a mistake. He deserves the last name Creed, and that he's just not the son of a legendary boxer for no reason. So this is a great film to watch. I truly enjoy it. For my honorable mention for drama, I'm gonna go with Rain Man. And while this film, you know, Tom Cruise was already a made man in Hollywood, but the only leading films that he did where people actually saw him as the leading man was Creed. I mean, was crap. Was Top Gun and Risky Business. And he did some previous. He did Color and Money before, but he a lot of attention wasn't necessarily on him in that film. But in this film, I feel as if more attention once again was on Dustin Hoffman. He was a bigger star than Tom Cruise. However, that shouldn't diminish Tom Cruise's portrayal in this film because he was a major asshole in this film. But you see his growth over time throughout the film, and it shows that you know that anyone can change. and he definitely had some very selfish intentions in the beginning. However, towards the end of the film, he can be a nice person. And I felt like he was definitely shafted from a Oscar nom from this because everyone all of course, this film got Oscar noms. Dustin Hoffman won Best Supporting Actor. This won Best Picture. But the fact that Tom Cruise wasn't even considered for a nomination is abysmal. But yes, that's mine for drama. For action, I'm gonna have to say Mission Impossible Fallout. Another Tom Cruise film. This is possibly one of the best Mission Impossible films in my opinion. Henry Cavill playing an excellent villain, and that Halo jump scene is truly amazing. One of the best shot scenes, one shot, uh, long, long take shots in a film. And I also really love the bathroom fight scene, which was freaking badass to watch. And the chase scene where Ethan Hunt is chasing down Henry Cavill's character for the plutonium, and Henry Cavill should definitely consider playing villains more because he does it so well. So yes, Mission Impossible Fallout for action. For honorable mention for action, I'm gonna have to go Bad Boys 2, and Will Smith and Mike Mike Lawrence have excellent chemistry together. While what I love about the Bad Boys films is that it has an excellent balance between comedy and action, just like the Rush Hour films, which I compare those two franchises to each other. But yes, even the Ricky scene is still a freaking one of the best scenes in cinema, in my opinion. Truly hilarious. So yeah, that those are mine for action. For comedy, not comedy. For comic book, I'm gonna have to say Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Perfect soundtrack, stellar voice cast, animation, direction, script. There's not a single bad thing about this film at all. I still think it is not only one of the best comic book films, but one of the best Spider-Man films. Don't at me. I don't want to hear. And I'm truly excited about Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse because I've been waiting for years for them to put the highlight Miles on the big screen. And when they finally did it, they did not disappoint at all. So, and for honorable mention for comic book, I'm going to go with The Batman, which came out earlier this year. And this film, when they first announced it, I was like, oh God, another reboot of Batman again. But when they dropped a teaser photo and then they dropped the first trailer, I was like, okay, maybe I'll give it a chance. And already I think that this film is a better start to the trilogy than Nolan's Batman Begins, because while he was taking a more realistic take of the character in Gotham City, Matt Reeves is an actual comic book fan, and to see him, this essentially felt like I was playing the Arkham video games, and I freaking loved it. I loved the score, the direction, the script, the cinematography, the cast. They balanced the villains really well. I'm not a big fan of the emo Bruce Wayne, but we'll just see what happens over time, and possibly we might get a Robin. I don't know, but we'll see what happens in the future. So yeah, those are mine for comic book. For Western, for Western film, I'm gonna have to go The Harder They Fall, which um once again, stellar ensemble cast, great direction, great script. I love the soundtrack. The freaking I did not know that there were black cowboys before this film because I wasn't taught any of that during high school or just in school in general. And then I did my research after this film, and James Samuels portrayed us in such a positive light. I loved it. I can't wait to see what he does in the future with his next films. For honorable mention for Western film, I'm going with True Grit, which came out in 2010, the remake, not the original, with Jeff Bridges, Matt Damon, and Haley Steinfeld. She definitely held her own in being the only female actress, and also being the only female actress, and also working with two heavyweights in the business. And I definitely felt like she was snubbed for her Oscar for this film. She was nominated for Best Supporting Actress, but she should have been in the Best Actress category, and she should have won, in my opinion. But this is still one of my favorite films. I absolutely love it. Haley Steinfeld is possibly one of my favorite actresses, so I would check this out. And for Ant and for two more for animated, I'm gonna have to go with The Incredibles, which is one of my favorite Pixar films. And I just got the I just got the vinyl of The Incredibles, and this is Pixar's Fantastic Four. I've said this multiple times. They did a better Fantastic Four than Fox did. And all those three movies were not what I consider a Fantastic Four. And even the scene with, Bob finding out all those villains that that he killed, that Syndrome killed, the music that plays in the background is just so freaking haunting and scary. I and the humor in this film as well. Samuel Jackson is Frozone. I love everything about this film. Absolutely love it. Honorable mention, I would have to go with Coraline. This film came out when I was 12. It scared the hell out of me. And, I think the overall message that I got from this film is don't let, is the overall message that I got from this film is that the life that you want isn't necessarily going to make you happy. And the other mother is kind of represents what a lot of people, I feel like she represents what a lot of people envision in a perfect mom until you get it. And that's really freaking scary to think about. So yes, so honorable mention is Coraline for animated. For horror, I'm gonna have to say Get Out. And Jordan Peele. Whoever thought Jordan Peele would step into horror, but Get Out, the way it tackles systemic racism, fetishization, racial stereotypes, it's so excellent. And this is one of those films that you have to watch more than once to pick up certain nuances in the film. And even like during the party scene, Chris wears a blue shirt throughout the film. Like Chris wears a blue shirt, and Rose wears a red shirt symbolizing the Democratic versus Republican Party, which I did not know or pick up on in the first stance until I Googled it. So there's some stuff that you will and you will pick up on later on if you rewatch. And this is truly like what black people have to go through on a daily basis, especially what when you when we run into white people that try to convince us that they're really down with black people, but it just comes off very cringy and makes us feel very uncomfortable. So yes, Get Out for horror. For honorable mention, I'm gonna have to go A Quiet Place. Now this film is more about, it's not about the aliens or anything like that. That's more of a secondary character. For this film, I would say that it's more about family and a man willing to do anything to protect his family. Plus, the opening scene is one of my favorite scenes in a movie ever, and maybe I'll do a video on that. But in this film also got me into learning sign language, which I really love. So thank you, John Krasinski, for that. And for my last and final one for biopic, I'm gonna have to go Ray with Jamie Foxx embodied uh, embodied Ray Charles. Looks just like him. It even his body movements. This film is what got me to learn learn more about Ray Charles and his music. I listen to him on a daily basis and I love it. And he earned this Oscar. He truly deserved the Oscar that he won for this film. So yes, Ray. For honorable mention for biopic, I'm gonna have to go Malcolm X with Denzel Washington, robbed of an Oscar for this film. This film deserved Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Actor. And a lot of people were looking at Spike Lee sideways for casting Denzel Washington because he didn't resemble Malcolm X. He wasn't built like Malcolm X. He didn't have the same height, but he put in the work and he proved everybody wrong. This movie might be long as hell, but I do enjoy going back and watching it because Denzel, this is probably one of the fewer performances from Denzel where he doesn't feel like Denzel. But yes, that's lists for those are my favorite movies from each genre. Let me know when you guys start on my list. Leave yours in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.